Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. We always talking football, so today we want to give you some basketball content. A lot of things have happened in the NBA over the past month, so this is an early season recap of all the things that have happened. So if you're here, make sure to like this stream. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and my man right here, the Play for Keys podcast. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He's on the road to 1,000. I'm on the road to 2,000. Yo, Greg, I'm excited to talk to you about some basketball, man. It's been so long.
Man, it's been a long time coming, man.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm gonna tell you, I wanted to start off with this. The early season, there's a dip in NBA ratings. There's a big dip in the ratings, and I had my take. I made a take yesterday on why the ratings are dipping, and my biggest take. I'll tell you that, and you just tell me what you think. You tell me if you agree. You tell me if it's different. But for me, my take was two things. Number one, there's no main character for real. Like LeBron and Steph Curry are they were the main characters, but they're not. There's no new guy. Like, who's the new guy? Is it Jokic? Is it Wemby? Is it Jason Tatum? Like, who is that guy? Because when LeBron and Steph Curry retire, like, who's gonna take over? Because when Curry plays, the ratings go high. When the Curry does not play, the ratings drop. When those two are gone, who's gonna be the guy you think of when you think of NBA? And number two, there's no storylines. For me, like, there's no team to hate. There's no team to go after. Like, you remember when the Warriors with Kevin Durant and them, bro? Like, I was locked in and everybody wanted to see them fail. Or when the Heat were doing their thing with LeBron and Dwayne Wade, bro, like, everybody was locked in on them. So it's just like there's no villains. There's no real rivalries. It's just there's no story. And if there's no story, why would you read the book? Like, why would I read a book that has no plot? You know what I'm saying? That's me. Obviously, there's other little things as well, but that was my take from yesterday. But what you think about that?
I'm not too mad at your takes. I think I'll add there are no rivalries. Like, there's no real rivalries. Like the way that like the Cavs and the Warriors was like a thing. Or like even
Yeah.
when Miami and the Boston Celtics were like a legit thing. I know that's revolved around LeBron twice, but it's just Lakers and Spurs, or just whatever that may be. I think that plays a role, that plays a part. Although everybody's going through like streaming issues in illegal streams, I
Yeah.
will say I think the NBA just feels a lot worse because they're not advertising like national televised games as frequently as the NFL. And people in their own market, you can't even, like, if you have NBA League Pass and you only want to watch the Houston Rockets, but you stay in Houston, every home game is
Yeah.
going to be a blackout, which forces you to
Yes.
go to an illegal stream or whatever, which makes zero sense on
Why
why
they
they
do
do
that?
that.
Why they do that?
I wish I knew the answer. As somebody that's been like out of state for a couple years, it's been a lot easier for me to watch the Rockets. But I know as soon as I go back home, it's meth streams, buff streams, whatever streams I need, because they're
Streamies.
streaming whatever it may be. Like, it does get to that kind of point where, at least with what Monday Night Football, or you have Sunday Night Football, like it's rare that you get an ABC game from like the NBA outside of it being what Sundays, maybe.
Yeah. AB. Yeah.
And
I
there's
hear
just
that. I hear that, bro.
and there's just too many games. Like, in general, you have 82 games, so to be pressed to watch certain games on a random Tuesday or a random Thursday is just not going to hit the same, especially if they're playing another team versus only having 17 weeks, 18 weeks. I think that all comes to things.
How you doing, Jeremy? And Mauricio, how you doing, bro? This is another thing I'm gonna say, bro. I'm gonna tell you, and I get that as well, because I don't get that blackout stuff. That is so ridiculous, and so that doesn't make any like logical sense. But I feel like back in the past, some of these issues, or most of these issues, still existed. It's there's a lot of games and all this and that. It's just, if you're gonna make me consume so much content, there has to be a story with it, right? Like, remember, so go back to 2016, 17. Let's take a trip. Let's go back in time. So back in 2016, 17, bro, we had Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. Everyone was like, okay, the Warriors are going to dominate the league, so maybe there's no reason. But James Harden and Russell Westbrook, they had their triple-double battle. Like Russ Westbrook, had the triple doubles, and James Harden, was leading the league in assists, and then had all that, this and that. So it was the MVP race, and that's what made the NBA interesting. There was like a storyline. How does Russell Westbrook react without Kevin Durant being on the Thunder? That type of thing.
No.
Like this year, the storyline is the Celtics, can they repeat? That's the only real storyline that exists. Like there's nothing really there to watch. There's no reason to really watch for me. Like the postseason, the only time you'd really watch, because what are we watching for? That might be my opinion, bro, but there's no plot. Like there's a lot of other reasons, like the referees, the illegal streams, the players don't want to play back to backs, the players don't want to play as many games, the All-Star game sucks. But I don't know, bro. It's just there's no plot, bro.
I think the storylines, like you need storylines, and I don't like how people try to downplay trying to have a storyline, because the NFL has storylines. Anything that has ever been successful, shit, even the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, that's a storyline. It's the reason why it's packed out in Jerry World. So those things sell. It's just a matter of having your players or having people just buy into the storyline more. And I think it's just been hard to get somebody like a Jokic to buy into certain storylines,
man,
versus like somebody that's naturally talented at it, like a Anthony Edwards. And I think they've been trying. I think the problem is they're trying to manufacture a storyline instead of just having natural storylines. Like they'll do like the NBA starting five on the Netflix stuff, and I think that's trying to force itself to manufacture a storyline versus the Miami Heat when they played the Pacers that one time where Jimmy Butler got into it with old dude with the braids. I forgot his name. Warren.
Oh no, I remember TJ Warren.
And it's just like, yo, everybody couldn't wait to see that next game. Now, unfortunately, COVID kind of stopped some things from happening. But it's just like those certain things that causes beefs and rivalries. Even when the Pacers was with the Bucks last year, and that whole weird situation with the basketball, and people just kind of waiting to see like what was next with that. So I just think it takes people to be more vocal. Jason Tatum to be more vocal naturally. Same with Anthony Edwards, who already does it. But
he's really good at it.
When your top five players are from not necessarily from our country, and people, there is a xenophobic factor to all of this, unfortunately. But it's kind of hard to replace that impact of LeBron, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, because they've been carrying for so long, and the NBA hasn't had to do that for mere decades, because they've been carrying. LeBron's longevity is almost to the point where it's been negatively affecting the NBA, because they've probably have been needed to address the situation, but LeBron, Steph, and KD just keep playing for so long that they just kind of keep rolling the can. So.
With that, I'm telling you, Jokic and Luka Doncic, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. They're not gonna it's not gonna work. Like Jokic is a terrible ambassador for the NBA, bro. He's terrible at it. I literally have a picture. He has his finals. He has his little championship by him, and he's like this. Like, my man bored. He like this. Like, why am I? Like, he looked bored. And I remember Stephen A. Smith. I remember he cooked one of the guys, Kawhi Leonard. He was like, Kawhi Leonard's the worst superstar ever. And not because of his talent, but because of his marketability. When you're the main character, bro, being a main character, I know I say plot and main character a lot. This is not like BS crap. This is very important for marketing. I'm telling you, bro, when Jordan retired, Kobe was already in the league and LeBron was coming in. The league was in great hands. He had Allen Iverson, Trace McGrady. He had great side characters around, and you had the main characters, right? We don't know who's going to be next. And it's extremely important, because not only do you need to be successful, like you need to be good on the court, which a lot of these guys are, obviously, but you also have to be marketable. I feel like Anthony Edwards, he has the personality. So if he had Jokic's resume, then he'd be the main character easily, right? And then the NBA being great hands. But unfortunately, Jokic is a 3-time MVP, 1-time champion, and like people don't really know him like that. Like casual people do not know Jokic like that. And I'm not talking about like if you consume basketball, yeah, but if you talking about like people who barely consume basketball at all, they know LeBron, they know Curry. They don't know. They may have seen him and heard of Jokic maybe, but they don't know Nikola Jokic because he's not marketable, bro. Bro, LeBron has 2 more years, bro. He has 2 more seasons.
That's true. And then on top of that, like even when we had those people, we had Harden, we had Russ, like in
Yep.
their primes, we still had those, those sub stories of Dame Lillard getting OKC out the playoffs with these crazy storylines. Is and like I said, there are certain storylines that happen. Like I think what was it 2 years ago with Sacramento and Light the Beam.
Yeah.
That
Like the
was a
beam.
nice storyline after a 17-year drought. Um, really honing in on what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing. That could be a storyline. You just have to you have to care. Like one, people have to care about certain storylines, but I think another thing is really, diving in and marking. It's just the markability factor of just hey, pushing this person that's not LeBron, pushing this person that's not, and I think they do it with Anthony Edwards well, but continue to push them, push the Cavaliers more. They're already going to push the Celtics, but push OKC more. Push these young teams that are going to be your future faces of the league, and see where it goes, because you're going to go through this drought until you find somebody that's going to consistently be there. So,
Yeah.
but that only happens, and there's no real changes that'll really happen until unfortunately Brian gets about the league, and same for KD and Steph, honestly.
At that point, they're forced to do it. At that point, they have to and I don't know. That might be too late. I ain't gonna lie. It might be too late.
Yeah, yeah, it's not necessarily ideal, but I'm just trying to remember what it looked like from the early 2000s. I think it was like a handoff from Mike, from
Yeah,
MJ
to Kobe,
to
to
Kobe,
LeBron and Kobe.
Shaq, Kobe, and then LeBron had this stride, and LeBron just kept it for 20 years, which kind of messes things up. But I don't know. It's just more personality in the league. I'm allowing players to be a little bit more expressive. I think people get texts for everything now. That's another thing. I think Russell Westbrook got a text the other day just for staring down somebody after a tough layup, and it's just all right, you don't want them to have no kind of emotion, no kind of trash talk. I don't know. Hey, and bring back the Supersonics. Shout out to Juggle Jam.
That's important. Bring back the Supersonics, bro.
Bring them back. Do something.
Bring back the
league. Do a league expansion or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have.
Bro, I kid you not. The NBA lost aura too. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I want you to go back to back in the day when they had the NBA finals, and those finals had the arena, the logo, the championship was on the in the middle of the arena, bro. You look at the last two finals, the Nuggets versus the Heat. That's one of the worst finals ever. That finals, you literally think that literally felt like it was a Tuesday in March. I swear that didn't feel like no NBA finals. The Celtics and Mavs, that finals was terribly boring too, bro. But when it was Warriors and Cavs that 2016 or 2013 LeBron versus the Spurs, them finals, bro, it felt like this was bro, you tell me this. Before Game 7 against the Cavs Warriors, right? You could feel the aura in the air. You could feel but me, I'm sitting there, I'm on social media, I'm like, bro, Game 7 gonna be like that. You could tell that was
energy.
Historic.
Yeah, that energy. You could feel the energy through the screen. You could feel even though I know Oracle was hyped already in the screen. I'm out here I'm literally standing up. The rest of the 4 or 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and and I think that was nobody scored a bucket for 3 minutes straight. It was 89 so it's not no high scoring game. That we just knew that probably whoever makes the next bucket is probably going to win this overall finals. And right when Iggy hits the layup and it's blocked by James, you just have so many iconic moments. But
yeah, hey, I'm telling you, bro, that the NBA, y'all, we'll see if they fix it, bro. And maybe the playoffs is interesting, but so far, but I'll tell you this though, we are Rockets fans, and what makes the NBA a little more interesting though is the Rockets have had a fire start. They've had an amazing start.
Great.
Them boys are 11-5. We're Giannis. He stepped out of bounds. We lost by 1, but he stepped out of bounds in that play. We should have won that game. I'm telling you, but I know it's fine. We'll move on from. But the Rockets are playing some really good basketball, and it's the first time that they've looked good since 2020. So I'm gonna let you start off, Greg. How you feeling about the Rockets for the first time actually looking like a competent team, man?
Oh man, it's been a long time coming. Um, and I like how it is not off of the strength of our veteran players. It's really just the
Mhm.
players, the young players that we have, the Terror Twins and Amin and Tari Eason. Jalen Green having his ups and downs, but like he's still in fact affecting gameplay even when his shot is not where it needs to be. Sengun finally getting his offensive start. There's a couple games where outside of OKC, every last one of those games that we lost were very winnable games. We choked it
Mhm.
against Charlotte in game in the season opener.
Hated
Um,
that.
we lost to the Spurs the first time, and we probably shouldn't
Mhm.
have. And then Giannis, the Bucks one, that could have been a game that we could have easily stole. But
Should have won that.
that's what happens when you have a young team, and I think that's a problem. I think that's the realization of like, yo, this is still a young team. Like this, you're still gonna have growing pains, and it's good to go
Mhm.
ahead and capitalize on bad teams. That's one thing I do appreciate. The bad teams, we beat them, and we beat them pretty convincingly. A lot of patience. So
Yeah.
like that's always a good start. So it's just a matter of
Yeah.
improving it. I have no real complaints. I do think we need a backup center because I don't think
Okay.
when it's time for real playoffs and because I think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think it's not a playing situation. I think we're gonna be a top six.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Oh shit.
I-
Okay. Superstar.
like I came in there saying we're gonna win 50. I think we're gonna win 50 and we're gonna get top six. But if we're gonna do that, I just don't think Steven Adams is healthy enough to be a contributing like backup, reliable backup big man. I think we need to go get somebody. I don't know who that could
Man,
be, but somebody.
and the answer to this Jungle Jams, bro, Amen Thompson. It's a good thing I ain't get Scoot Henderson. Now I'll tell you that.
Oh my!
I was thinking, boy, Scoot, I didn't know that was gonna happen, bro. I didn't know he gonna play like that. But Scoot Henderson, boy, it's been rough. But bro, Amen Thompson, he's one of the top. Like he's in the 99th percentile in athleticism. Like he's ridiculously athletic. I mean, bro, my man, and he get a lot of rebounds. He's really good defensively. He makes a lot of. He's smart on the court. He just can't shoot. That's his only flaw. But we fixed that. We got shoot coaches. We'll try to fix that. But the Tari Eason and Men Thompson, bro. Oh, shout out to Tari Eason, bro. Tari Eason, he's like one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. You mix them two together, bro. We wreck hell on teams, boy. We wreck havoc. Call them the Terror Twins. Complete havoc. I like the teams also has some good depth. Like I love
Yeah,
the depth of the team. I love that different people can go off. Shangoon go off one night, Jabari Smith go off one night, Green go off. Like it's pretty, and that type of well balanced and that type of team, that type of thing, like it helps long term, right? And
yeah.
everyone can develop that way. So I'm happy to see that. We have some good veterans though. We do have, I know people get on Van Vliet a lot. They do roast Van Vliet a lot and Dylan Brooks a lot. But it's good to have some veterans out there. Steven Adams. I know you don't, but it's just like veteran presence is good. Jeff Green, like teach you how to be a pro. Because I remember the Steven Silas days with Jalen Green and Kevin Porter, and they were like buying grills. I think they were talking to one person trying to buy grills on the sideline, bro. Like that's like we a joke, bro. Like what are you doing? We a complete joke.
Yeah, I think
So
Johnny Day was at the arena that one time. It's just like, all right, bro. Like we are not we're not a serious basketball team right now. I definitely understand, but I do think that we do need to improve like on the offensive scheme. I think our defense
mhm.
drives everything, which is cool. I love that. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. I love how everybody crashes the board, including Jalen. Like everybody has that effort. But when it's time to go into a half court
for
set,
sure.
it's time to get down and go get a bucket. I think that's the one thing that I think Ime Udoka like kind of struggles with a little bit. And I think maybe in the
Okay.
offseason we need to go get somebody like offensive minded that can be on that bench that can kind of draw some plays. Now the out of play timeouts, I will say he may be drawing up some nice stuff. If
Okay.
Shingun and the connection with Fred VanVleet would have been, a little bit better, that would have been an easy score. That's just a player personnel issue. But that was the perfect play to draw up in that Bucks game that we lost. Like that was I didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, I just think a little bit more ball movement. As soon as people start cutting, I think our defense turns into offense. I think that's kind of how we're going about this, and that's cool for young, for younger or weaker teams. When we got to play OKC, when we got to play a Boston, even if we got to play who else is hot right
Golden
now?
State. He
Golden
played
State.
Golden State. That's
We're gonna
part.
have
They got they
we're
handle
gonna
me.
have to scheme a little bit better than just turning into like converting our Tari Eastern steals into men tops and lobs. So we'll be all right though.
I hear
I like
that.
where
I
we at.
think having a great defense is good always because of the fact that that's more consistent than great offense. But I do hear when we try to face when we go in the postseason, like you said, we gonna make the postseason. So if we go in the postseason, we facing these good teams, 7-game series. We're gonna need someone who's gonna have to take us home and carry at the end, and that's definitely we'll see who's gonna be the guy. I know Jalen Green, he's gonna be shot chucking. I know he's gonna be breaking them. You playing Golden State? I know he's breaking the hell out of them shots. I'm gonna tell you right now. But but
Right.
I'm curious. Before I even move on to another topic, I want to ask you this. You said we make the playoffs. How far are we making it in the playoffs? Like, are we making it? Like, we went in a first round? Are we taking a first round matchup to 7? Are we going to the second round? Like, what you feeling?
Whatever it is, we will not get swept. We're not getting swept. I know that for sure. We're gonna win one game. Realistically, we might be a first round out. I would hope that we are, going into the second round after like a 7-game battle with somebody really tough. But realistically, I could see us losing in the first round to somebody like I don't think we'll face an OKC. We'll probably face an OKC like in the second round. But God forbid, we're a 5th seed and the Warriors are the 4th seed that year. You know what I mean?
Cow. That's a womp womp womp. You hit one of these.
Womp. Hey, boy, would it be great to go ahead and beat them in a round just to get them up out of there.
I've never seen that. I've never had that experience. I've never had that experience.
Not with my own 2 eyes, buddy.
Well, I've been. Them boys have put me in the brink of depression and hell for many years, bro. Them James Harden era days, boy. Oh my gosh, the Warriors.
That was so bad.
Yeah. But how ironic would it be if Şengün beat the Warriors, bro? That's so stupid.
Oh, that would be.
But I would rather want Harden to win because Harden, I wanted them to win a championship. That's fine though. I'll tell you this: we 11-5 right now. I take a team seriously. It's the first 30 games. Like if we win 20 games before we lose 10, then I take you very serious. Like if we're 20-9, that type of thing, then like okay, you're gonna be a pretty good team. But
right.
If they can easily fall off. So I'm not gonna just like get too hype with it. Because when I usually jinx teams very well. So I'm not getting too hype, but they get in my eye though. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Like I see them scores pop up on my phone. Usually I think we gonna lose, and I'm like, oh, we won. Okay.
That's my thing. I think I knew what to expect from the Rockets when the only game I didn't really watch for real was the Warriors game. And I saw that score and it was a blowout. We were down by like 30. And then I checked my phone like 4 or 5 hours later and we lost, but it was in OT. I was like, how did we get this back to OT? Hold on. That's when I was like, you know what? Okay, like we lost this game, but this team is definitely a different team than the years before, for sure.
Hey, so shout out to the Rockets, and hopefully, his prediction comes true. I wanted to. Some people talking about the Lakers in the chat. I didn't want to talk about the MVP race. I think one of the Lakers players is in the MVP race right now. Anthony Davis. I think he's in the top 5 for the MVP. Yeah. But who do you think should win an NBA MVP this year?
Honestly, so if there's been, I think Anthony Davis is definitely in the conversation. He low-key should be leading it based off of team record. I know Giannis had a few games where he looked fantastic, but their record looks awful. They're in the East. They won a couple games, so their record looks a little bit better, but I ain't forget. I ain't forget none of that. So, yeah, I would say AD. If Kevin Durant wasn't injured, I think he started off super hot. I think he started off really good. But yeah, I don't see anybody else. Of course, Jokic. I think Jokic is there. But
I think he's leading it on a lot.
Yeah, he's leading it. Yeah, he is leading it.
Yeah.
And him having his 4th MVP is kind of it's kind of hard to conceptualize right now. It's kind of crazy.
I hope we don't win it though. Because at this point we try to market the game, bro. We try to market basketball.
For sure, bro. They finna fool around hit the little Caitlin Clark thing, bro. Like, what you gotta do? We gotta do to push the league, bro. Get somebody else in here, bro. Get somebody else. I don't. I don't. That's why I need like certain teams to have like a better record, so that when they start to vote, it's but the team has a better record. Best league. You know what I mean? Or even if SGA just did a little bit more. Like he was a dark horse for the MVP, and I thought he was going to take like a super leap that would put him in like those kind of conversations. But he's kind of. I'm not saying he's been bad. It's just okay. It's all right. You just kind of coasting right now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the MVP race. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of things are losing order for me. If Jokic wins it again, bro, I mean he has 29. I think he's averaged 29, 13, and 11. So it's like a very comfortable triple double, which is like always insane for a center to do. It's if only he was more marketable. Anthony Davis, obviously, the team's doing really well. I think they're a 3 seed right now. Jason Tatum's getting a lot of love. Jason Tatum, I think, he's averaging 29 a game, and his team just beat the almost undefeated. Well, they were undefeated at the moment, Cavaliers. So from there, I mean, he looked like someone has to step up. Like Jason Tatum, technically it should be you because you just won the championship. Your team's well built, and you're supposed to be the best player on the team. So you're on a very popular franchise, so you need to be the one to do it. But he's just not taking it as much. Like he's not taking that. He needs to take it, but he's not taking it. Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP. That's like so underperforming.
Yeah, and I gotta talk to Lou, man. I gotta talk to Luis, man, because what they doing out there, what they doing down there in Dallas is criminal. What Luka out there doing on defense is criminal, and he knows it. It's looking really crazy. Kyrie has, been amazing. And when they, feed things through Kyrie, good things happen. When they do this, Luka just been so selfish these past like 2 weeks. I'm like, brother, you are the reason why games are being lost, which is very like, I don't know, like some of these games, I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing on defense? You are a cone. You're not even in the right spot. People are just scoring on your watch. You out here just chucking up crazy deep threes when Kyrie had the hot hand. You just not passing him the ball. It's like, all right, bro. I know it's your team, but you got Kyrie for a reason, bro. Use him.
They say Dallas looking old. Yeah, hey, they're not looking good right now, bro. They getting that finals hangover. But yeah, Luka, they showed a picture of Luka when he was younger and the rookie, and he was so much skinnier, and then now he's so much more like, I don't know, maybe getting that James Harden type, but you getting that James Harden. He has kind of a James Harden trajectory with a little more plot though. He has a little more plot. He made the finals, but he gave me that James Harden trajectory, and I thought he'd be a main character. Honestly, I really did. The way he was playing his rookie season, I said, "Oh, this is gonna be a new main character," but I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like he would be, I feel like he would be like really easy to market. Yeah. I don't understand why Luka's just not good. Like, I don't understand like why is he not more marketable than what he currently is? Like everybody know who Luka is, but when you think face of the league, people not using Luka as the first name that pop up. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Edwards has surpassed him as far as marketability, but we already know that. Like I would say Luka is better at this point.
Not tell Lewis that. Somebody has to take the mantle though. It's very important. I would like for the MVP this year for it to be someone who's going to take the mantle. But someone has to take it from LeBron and Steph Curry because they have 2 or 3 more years left, and after that, like I said, you're cooked. Your ratings are in the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? So someone needs to make this. I'm gonna say Jokic right now is the MVP frontrunner, but we don't for the marketability of basketball. We're not gonna let that happen. We're not gonna let that happen. Okay, we're not gonna let it happen. Somebody gotta stop that, bro. There's no way.
Honestly, the carpet it was rolled out for Anthony Edwards to take that mantle for real. He should have been on that like that. Oh, like he really killing it, and he really in these MVP type conversations.
That's what he should be doing. He need to be doing that now.
I'm saying like he needed to set that up right now because you just coming off the Olympics. You coming off going to the Western Conference Finals. So look, I don't know.
He needs. If there's a time to do it, bro, do it right now. Everyone who is here, make sure to like this stream. It's very important to like this stream. It helps the algorithm. Share this content. So Rich, Jungle Jams, everyone who's on here, make sure to like the stream and like it on both. Like it on for me, Jam Sports Factory, like it for him, Play for Keeps podcast. And hey, subscribe to our channels, man. We got goals to hit, so subscribe to our channels. I want to talk about a person who was MVP and lost many MVPs, and he hasn't played well, and he's injured all the time. His team hasn't played well. The Philadelphia 76ers, they're having an awful season. They are completely irrelevant. And if they are relevant, it's for the wrong reasons. A couple of things, you already know this, but I'm gonna tell the population. So number one, Tyrese Maxey called out Joel Embiid for coming late to practice and things of that nature, which is when the second best player tells us you're best player, that seems that's cause for concern. Number two, Paul George. Every time he went to his podcast pretty immediately after that, and then people in the comments said, "Bro, you just need to retire, bro. You're not taking basketball serious. You just want to do podcasts. The only reason you play in basketball is because you're 6'8". Your real passion is podcasting." And I think Paul George also said that we can't let Jared McCain, who right now is like low key the rookie of the year, we can't let this guy be the only consistent guy on the team. It's kind of crazy to say. I feel like you shouldn't say that too. I don't know what you were trying to. Maybe I think I know what he's trying to say, but it don't sound right. Like it didn't sound correct. So they're a mess, and Paul George is injured as well. So the team's a mess completely. What you think about the 76ers, bro? What you think about the 76ers?
Man, look, they stop it. They need to blow it up. Blow it up into smithereens, my guy. Stop it. They don't even believe in the process anymore. The process has been overcooked. It's just not good, right? So I think this Joel Embiid experiment is over, yo. I think you need to go ahead. Like, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win, bro. Like, y'all not winning this season. Y'all never was gonna win this season. Y'all can't get past the second round. This year wasn't going to be any different. Paul George is making $200 million and is playing just like Tobias Harris. Although I'm a fan of how Jared McCain hoops and how Tyrese Maxey hoops, is just not good enough when your star players are injured. And Paul George doing all this Tobias Harris thing and still getting on the podcast every week.
Bro. Oh man, I'm telling you, I know they were gonna fail. I knew they was gonna fail because Joel Embiid and Paul George, their plot is complete ass. Bro, you can never say, bro, that plot is ridiculous. Joel Embiid, they make so many memes on Joel Embiid. They said Donald Trump got elected twice before Embiid made the conference finals. That's tough. That's tough.
Bad, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. They may have to blow it up. Paul George, he seemed like a good signing, but then he got injured immediately, and he's injury prone again. His plot's also very awful. It's this process thing. Like, I'm telling you, when the process started, it seemed like it was really good. Like I was with it. I was, they were very marketable too. Joel Embiid on Twitter, he's Troll Embiid. Ben Simmons, he had like a LeBron archetype. He just had to learn how to shoot, and they drafted Markelle Fulton. They drafted the wrong person, but still, it looked promising. And then, bro. It just
keeps crashing,
bro. It's Ben Simmons, bro. This man is one of the most egregious people I've ever seen in this basketball stuff, bro. Like, this man had one flaw. He was an elite defender, very fast, crazy athletic, amazing passer. He had everything, great height. All he needed, Kobe said it too. All he needed was a jump shot, and not some like 60%, 50, not some Steph Curry stuff, not some Kevin Durant, just like a respectable jump shot. And this man did not ever work on it, to the point where he got his psychology. He was psychologically damaged so much he couldn't shoot free throws, nor could he dunk on Trae Young. He passed the ball. You remember that play? That play is one of the most egregious plays I've ever seen. Ruined that man's confidence completely. And now he's always injured. His back's always hurt every year. Like, he can't do nothing. Like, he making that. I don't know if that's for real or not. I'm not gonna get into mental health stuff, but I'm just saying, this man has stole a lot of money. Number one. And number two, bro, James Harden came to the process, but I never trust James Harden in big games. I'm tell you like that. I know they look good in the regular season, but when the postseason come in the second round, what happened? They could end up. Bro, I know James Harden shooting a tour date. I know it's a tour date. It's 2 for 12. I know he goes 2 for 12. So it's
2
happening, bro.
was crazy. But I get it
Big-
though. Like, I understand, and and I'm glad this is
Oh man.
happening on Daryl Morey's watch, man. I'm gonna let it be known. I'm glad it's
Morey-
happening on Daryl Morey's watch, bro. I
You don't like
think
Daryl Morey?
Daryl Morey he's okay, but like he was like
Okay.
marketed as like a genius, like you know what I mean, an NBA genius, and everything that he set out to do, he has failed at it. Like he's like, I'm gonna build a team. I Full transparency, I love James Harden. I'm a fan of James Harden. I appreciate
Yeah.
everything he did in Houston, but I really did not like the construction of our team sometimes, or how we just played basketball towards the end of his tenure. Like I really enjoy how the Rockets play basketball right now, like playing defense, all that stuff. Like that heliocentric offense that they had James Harden do, where he's just dribbling the clock out and hitting the step back three. Was it amazing? Yes, because he's an amazing player. But boy, I was not a fan of just people standing in the corner with Daniel House, Eric Gordon. No, I honestly like 2017's roster a little bit more. I miss Lou Will. You know what I mean? That was a good, that was a good little signing. But
Man,
it,
I'm
it's
telling you what.
yeah, it's crazy. Daryl Morey out here, making
Oh
making the
man.
roster like, oh, we I constructed this roster and scheme just to defeat the Warriors, and you couldn't do it. You
So
couldn't
close
do it.
though. It's close. I tell
I
you,
don't
bro, that 2018 team, bro, that team is like that basketball was so great to watch because seeing like just positive play. Chris Paul was just like, man. I
oh,
tell you, Daryl Morey, he cooked one time. The rest of other time, like the 2020 experiment with no center was pretty rough, but he cooked one time. And when he got Chris Paul and PJ Tucker and Luke and Bob Mute
Trevor
on that
Ariza.
offseason, boy,
Yeah, we
I
had
tell you, boy, that
Gerald
was
Green, Trevor Ariza. We had
Eric Gordon.
Gerald Green, Joe Johnson. We last minute pickup, ISO Joe. Like
Bro,
we had
watching,
some people, man.
bro, Greg, I'm telling you, watching a 60 win team, bro,
Oh
is a
my
wonderful thing. It's beautiful, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
Watching Capella just destroy Rudy Gobert in a first round matchup.
Uh, boy,
Man,
that's- if
couldn't
y'all ain't
get
never
better
experienced
than
nothing, bro, if you have never experienced nothing, watch a 60 win team be your team. That is an experience. I don't know you can replicate it, bro. That's as good as sex. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. A
that. Oh
60
God.
win team. I mean, my goodness, boy. I mean, I would sit up. I'd say, who we playing today? Cool beans. I watch that thing easy pick them. Like it would just be moving, and I would be proven right every time because I was like Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Well, we can't get Chris Paul. Chris Paul is only one ball. I said, bro, it's Chris Paul. Like I'm not.
it's
I'm
his
not.
fault, brother. Hey,
Don't overthink.
you remember you remember when our team used to play on Christmas Day? Man,
Yeah.
immaculate. It was beautiful. I loved every
Bro.
minute of it.
I'm happy the Rockets are better now because if you're a Rockets fan, it was many years of darkness.
Oh,
After seeing a lot of greatness and then failing, it was a lot of just straight trash, darkness, and never winning in the lottery, never getting correct lottery picks. I think our process, looking funny enough, it looks like it's much faster than there. Like the 76ers, I don't know. It's just like the fact that you had all these lottery picks and you did all of these things and you had drafted an MVP, great talents, number one overall picks, and then you
you
didn't
can't even
even
get
get to the
to the
conference
conference.
finals.
That's crazy.
That's the saddest thing ever, bro. That's so sad. So I don't know what the 76ers got to do to fix that. I think they can blow it up. They may even move. I think there's a rumor saying they're gonna move. And
Oh yeah, to like Jersey or something, depending on like how negotiations go. Man, look, I don't know what the answer is, but go ahead and just blow it up now, man. Blow it up while y'all still got some value in your players. Because Joel Embiid not gonna get healthier anytime soon.
not at all.
He's gonna always be injury prone, and the older he gets, the worse it's gonna be. So trade him now. Not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
I don't know what's his trade value. What do you think his trade value is?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know because I wouldn't trade no superstar for him. It would have to be like a young star. Like a young star. We don't know how proven he is yet. We just know he has potential. Like Like if Cade Cunningham was in a different situation, because I know they ain't trying to send him to Detroit because ain't nothing going on in Detroit right now. But if Cade Cunningham was in a certain situation where they were like low key and win, like they could have win now mode, and he wasn't the best player on his team, that's as high as it'll probably get. Cade Cunningham, but nothing. If you had a superstar, would you trade him for Joel Embiid? No, you wouldn't.
No, Joel Embiid got the worst plot I've seen this side of Chris Paul. So nah, I'm not messing with that. I am not messing with that.
And it has to be somewhere in the East because the West is full, brother. We don't need no more talent in the West. The West is doing just fine. The East looks crazy right now. I saw a standing that the fourth, I think is it the fourth seed in the East? I think once you get to the fourth seed in the East, you wouldn't be able to make the play-in in the West. You would be a 13th, 14th, or 15th seed if you was in the West with that record, which is crazy.
Greg, I ain't gonna lie. It's been like that for 20 years. It's been like that. It's been a one-man show.
But it looks really bad this year. It looks so terrible.
Bro. I mean the East. I don't know why the East. Funny. The East has more people. There's more people in America in the East Coast than in the West, and like everywhere else, really. Actually, there's more people. I feel like there's more people in the East Coast of America than all the rest of America. I feel like that's true. That might have been crazy to say, but I feel like that.
America was started in the East. Yeah, America was started in the East, so that makes sense.
So why is there no talent there? I don't know. Because why ain't no talent there?
Because them East people keep trying to go out West. You know what I mean? Like they'll have people like last year. What they lost? They lost James Harden. They lost some other pieces. They gained Karl-Anthony Towns, but Tyrese Halliburton is not, who is he? What's going on with him?
Oh, no, hey, I was right. Hey, that man John kept hyping up the Pacers. That fraudulent freaking team. He said they ain't gonna frauds. I knew they were frauds too. I knew they were frauds. What the heck you talking about? Like both. Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
I was trying to defend. I ain't gonna lie. After that Rockets Pacers matchup, I was like, yeah, Tyrese had more steals than Tyrese Halliburton had points, and at that point, I had to throw my hands up, like, yo, we good, but not that good, bro. Tyrese, what's going on? What's going on, brother?
I knew it, bro. Y'all were glazing that man too much this postseason. I can't wait for this postseason. He's not gonna be nowhere in there. Jalen Brunson, shout out to you. Jalen Brunson last postseason, he was dope. I was glazing Jalen Brunson last postseason when John was trying to get back at me. That's all he was doing. He funny though. He funny. Y'all funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
I wanted this topic to be the last topic because next topic because it's pretty interesting. And I'm curious what your take is because I know Ryan Clark on guy's podcast, very popular, the Pivot podcast. He had something to say about it. So Bronny James, he's currently in the G League, and he is not taking commercial flights with his G League team to road games. He's taking private planes to go on his road games, and there's a lot of differing opinions on that. But I want to hear your opinion first on what do you think about Bronny not traveling with his G League team and taking like private planes on road games.
I mean, that don't really surprise me, if I'm being honest. That man's government name is LeBron James Jr. I think it's more of like a Caitlin Clark thing, even though he's not, impactful like Caitlin Clark. But he does have a name, and there's a reason why people are going to go see the G League team, and that's because they want to go see Bronny, regardless of what the stat line has of him. I think they had like the highest selling ticket on his first game. It was like, average tickets was like $200, $150, $200. So I get where Ryan Clark is coming from because he's coming from like a player's perspective. But I just think the G League in general is just really bad for NBA basketball, in my personal opinion. So they're not. When you are in the NBA G League, you are not learning how to play team basketball. You trying to figure out the best way to get your 45, 50 points. So when Bleacher Report, NBA Central, or whatever post your stats, somebody finally calls you up so you can hit your little 10-day. Because if you're trying to play basketball and learn the game of basketball for real, and be a team player, I'm not saying that you're going to get, you're not going to get noticed. but it's just gonna take you longer to, for somebody to just really like grab you. And then at that point, it's all right, man, cool. Like, and maybe I'm wrong in that assessment, but everybody that I learn about that comes up, like even when Cam Whitmore got brought down, Lord bless him, because I don't know what they got going on with Cam Whitmore. They put him down to the G League. As soon as he got there, I think he dropped a smooth 35, brought him right the fuck back up. You know what I mean? I feel like had he struggled or had like 9 points, 10 points, 12 points, but was playing quote unquote good basketball, he would have stayed there a little bit longer. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. I understand from a player's perspective what that is, but as far as a marketing standpoint, I get it, because what am I finna do about it?
I'd say for me,
you know,
I am on Ryan Clark's side with it, and the reason why is because, like, bro, this is nepotism at its finest. This is like life. This is a life lesson, though, is that it is who you know. It really is who you know, and that's more than anything ever. I want you to know, no, nothing matters more than connections. That's very important. But it's just like, my man, he averages his field goal percentage in the G League is 21%. So if your field goal percentage, you averaging like 5 a game off 21% shooting, field goal percentage, not true shooting. I'm thinking, like, if I'm Bronny, like, you're a part of the team, because it's like, what, like, imagine I'm like, say I'm playing for the Lakers, South Bay Lakers, right? And say I average 20 a game. I had 4 years in college. I'm averaging 20 a game though in the G League. I am one of the best players on the team, right? And I'm traveling commercial. And then my teammate, who's averaging 5 a game on 20% shooting, is traveling with like private jets. Like, natural resentment will be created from that. And if for team chemistry, and I know you said, like, it's not really about like, the G League isn't like a team basketball function, but Bronny James is a guy who can't just drop 40. Like, he is a guy who's like, his performance has to be in a team setting. Like, he's a guy, say, like, think of a Drew Holiday. He's not, I don't know if he's not gonna be as good as Drew Holiday. I'm gonna say that. But like,
he will not. But I see what
he won't be as good.
Talking about. I see the vision.
So the team chemistry is important. If I'm Bronny, like, truth be told, you know why Bronny's in the NBA, obviously, right?
Absolutely.
He has, because of his, but I know he got to be self-aware. He knows why he's in the NBA. His dad. I think it's more like to prove to yourself that you deserve to be here. Like, travel with your team, experience, like, be a part of your team. And I think then they'll it's just the chemistry may go higher. It's just like that nepotism gets even stronger now, because there's so many people who don't get this opportunity. And then now he's in private jets. Like, you for what Ryan Clark said is, like, when you get those opportunities and when you get those, like, that favoritism, that's because of your production. It can't be because of your last name. It has to be because of your production. Because a lot of there's NBA dads and NBA sons, right? Like Del Curry, Steph Curry. But Steph Curry, he's not getting glazed because of Del Curry. Obviously, Del Curry's not LeBron, but he's not getting glazed because of his dad. He's getting glazed because he's the greatest shooter ever lived, right? Like, it's about your production. That's how you get those, like, favoritism. That's how, if you could, like, LeBron could travel on a private plane. I know Kobe, he was flat traveling helicopters to games. Like, you get that favoritism when you earn it. And I don't think he's earned it yet. You gotta earn your stripes. I know you're LeBron James' son, bro, but traveling commercial ain't gonna, I don't think it's gonna kill you, bro. I know it's like security, but I know it's security stuff, but I feel like they're not just gonna let people come in and just get to you, bro. Like, I think it'll be fine, in my opinion. But
man, look,
I think it's that nepotism thing too strong, bro.
I agree, because nepotism is crazy, but I already know the politics of basketball. There's plenty of basketball players that are not in the NBA right now that can come off their couch and average 19 or 20 a game, but it is about politics and what's going on.
My man can average 10 in the G League, though. That's the thing. He can't average 10 in G League games. Like, he's 20% shooting. That's insane. Five a game off 20% shooting is insane. I'm being
honest with you, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just haven't been, like, pressed to, like, watch him play basketball. Like, I just haven't had, like, the urge to be like, yo, let me check out Bronny real quick. It's just not something, and no disrespect to him, but, like, even, like, towards the end of USC, like, I just haven't been checking for him to, like, play basketball for real. Like, he there, and, like, he'll get you a couple buckets, but he had that one little moment with him and his father and that was cool. He ain't make no shots there, but like after that, I low key be forgetting that he be hooping like for the team. Like there was times where like, yo, we were sending out to the G League, but he's only gonna play home games out of the G League. He won't play away games, and on his away games, he'll be, I guess, with the NBA team, if I'm assuming this correctly, because I remember the news dropped and they were at home, and Bronny was, in his warm ups, in shoot arounds with his pops. So I don't know. I don't know, but like I said, I'm really not checking for him. I am checking for Dalton Connect though. Connect 4.
See, that's a guy. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a guy.
No, that's a guy
out of his mind. He balling, bro. He dropped the 16, 17 pick. Like he balling.
Yeah, he dropped 37 points the other night. So,
and it's a great pickup for the Lakers because they're trying to contend. So you don't want to draft somebody who's raw. You want to draft someone who's been in college for a long time and knows the game. So that was a hell of a pickup for the team. I'm just saying, like him, like if he gets privileged in the terms of like extra stuff, that makes sense because he is production, right? It's like think of it like Caitlin Clark, right? Like you were talking about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark literally helped my channel so much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Caitlin Clark got a lot of there was privileges, right? You know what I'm saying? She had the, I think she had some deal. I forgot it was with Nike or whatever. A lot of things. Caitlin Clark got a lot of press, right? But she was producing. She had the most assists in the season in history of the WNBA as a rookie.
And at the same time, like, was she on charter flights? Of course, but the whole team was on charter flights. You feel me? Like, it wasn't just like a solo dolo kind of thing where like, yo, my team is doing this, I'll meet y'all there, which is what the Bronny thing is feeling like.
Yeah.
And for that, I say, hey, man, look.
Life's unfair, though.
Life
I can't control that.
The life is I wanted to ask you this question because I'm genuinely asking. I guess LeBron is going to retire within the next, 1 or 2 years. How long you think Bronny finna stay in the league? In your personal opinion?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm gonna answer 2 questions. So because Richie said Bronny gonna play better because he starts riding the bus. Now he's never gonna live up to LBJ, but he doesn't have to do that. He just needs to keep ticket sales up. I mean, Bronny, if you're Bronny yourself, like it's like a pride thing. Like you have to understand like it's team chemistry. Like I'm riding a plane and then all my team's taking a bus and doing a commercial and I don't deserve it really because, like go be with your team, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve that. Like for me, I'm not a guy like give favoritism just because your last name. People don't like that. Like in the workforce, would you like that? If someone at your job is like the son of like CEO or whatever, and he does significantly worse than you, but he gets all the perks and gets all the money, like you'd be pissed. You probably leave that job. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying. What you said with Bronny, his career. So he gonna be in the G League the whole time. I think his career goes 5 or 6 years. But if I'm him, I'm definitely trying to like leverage this opportunity and make money in other areas. Media is a great thing. Do media like the James family, bro. You can make so much money out of media, bro. Like do podcasts, bro. These basketball player podcasts going crazy. Do podcasts, do all type of things, bro. He can definitely leverage his opportunity, but without LeBron being there, it might be unless LeBron owns a team. If LeBron owns a team, then he'll go 10 years because he'll sign his son.
God. I'm saying post LeBron because as long as LeBron is in the league, Bronny gonna be somewhere in foresight. But I will say post LeBron, how many additional years do you see? Me personally, I give him 3.
Yeah,
I give him 3 because I think he's on a 4-year contract right now. So 2 of those years will be with LeBron, given that LeBron plays next year, and then once LeBron retires, then I think he'll,
bounce around.
He'll bounce around somewhere, and I just don't see it. And I think he's gonna be like, I think he's talented, but like there's a whole bunch of basketball players that are talented. So. And I don't like when young basketball players make podcasts. I'm not gonna lie to you because what I get it'll probably be successful, but like what kind of stories, like what are you giving me? Like what are you providing me on the podcast? Like you have your experiences is so little. Like unless you're gonna talk about your Sierra Canyon days or break down like the
he probably will
help
or being the son of LeBron.
It don't hit the same like a retirees like a retirees podcast or like a Even a Paul George, even though I get on him sometimes, it's like, yo, he's been in the league long enough to have all these stories. Jeff Teague has a bunch of stories and hella connections, so it makes sense for him. With Bronny, I'm like, what? I mean, what are you really going? What are you gonna really provide for me? Unless you're just gonna bring LeBron on the pod.
Hey, that'd be a hell of a guess. That'd be a hell
Probably be his
of a
first
guess.
It'll probably be him. Then next will be his mom, and then it'll probably be his brother. But I mean, yeah, this is what nepotism is. That is, and it's very weird to see it in sports. People be talking about Deion Sanders and Shador. They ain't got nothing on Bron and
He
Bronny.
produced.
I'm
But
saying
Shador, he produced.
that's what I'm saying. Like they ain't got nothing on Bron and Bronny. That's a different level.
Yeah. Shador, I mean, if your son good and you give him opportunity, I'm fine. But if your son is not good at all and you give him opportunity, like obviously his son is good at basketball. Like his son would beat us both in basketball very easily.
Absolutely.
It's just on an NBA level, he's not NBA level player. And there's many reasons why, but he's just not an NBA level player. Maybe his little brother is. Yeah, maybe his little brother.
I think the height makes a difference because I was not expecting him to stay at 6'3" or 6'2" or whatever it is. But
yeah, that's crazy. 6'2" is tough.
6'2" is tough when your dad is 6'9". Weight 260.
You're gonna run your race. Hope Brian doesn't ruin a good situation. I mean, yeah, I'm saying life isn't fair. At the end of the day, like life ain't fair, just for real. So like for those people, like the guy, the story I just said with the 22 or 20 points per game guy who took it was in the team right now and has to ride the bus and do the commercial planes. Like he just gonna have to live life, bro. Like your dad not LeBron, and that's tough. But you just gonna have to live with that. And hopefully you get good enough to where you can have those connections. But some people got it a little easier than others. And Bronny, shout out to him. He take advantage of the opportunity. 20% field goal percentage ain't good. So hey, you young. You just started. So let's see how you develop long term, bro. But we giving you 5 years, really. 2 years in the league with LeBron and 3 after. If he can prove us wrong, perfection. That's perfect. Prove us wrong.
I truly do believe one highlight I will say, it does really seem like he is truly trying. It doesn't seem like a low effort kind of thing of I'm here because of my dad. I'm just gonna throw up some shit. No, I really do think he's trying his best. His best is just not good enough right now. And I think that's what makes people kind of try to root for him. But nepotism is still nepotism, whether they want it to happen or not. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the league, bro. Like sometimes you're just not good enough. That's legit. Like that's how life is.
Only 300.
Like it's not a fairy tale. It's not a movie. Like sometimes you just not good enough. And maybe he proves us wrong, but you're just not good enough. You better than Michael Jordan's kids though. So shout out to you for that.
You already beating people right now. You're definitely beating a few allegations already. So
that's good. Brian could be a solid bench dude, but will teams sign up to appropriate contracts? Maybe they do LeBron a solid. I don't know. Maybe if LeBron he's doing great things to Lakers. Maybe they do him a solid and give him some more time. That could be his best hope. Or maybe he just develops and becomes a good player. Be a good solid bench player and look at Drew Holiday. Try to emulate that to the best you can.
Or just try to be like try to be like a Gary Payton a second. You know what I mean? Try to be like a.
That's good too. He's a good one.
You know, one of these solid, dependable role players, a Gary Harris. I don't know I think he's still with Orlando. But like, yeah, you should look at these vets.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
I know, right? I know that boy's sick. I know he's sick when the Nuggets win. But yeah.
Man, wow.
You know, look at that. The Terrence Rosses of the world, the Kelly Oubre's. You know what I mean? Just look at what they're doing and see what you can emulate. Because you're gonna have all the resources in the world at your disposal.
Man, and some and more. This man got a billionaire, boy. Oh my gosh. My resources he got is insane. Yeah. You could be the best you can possibly be in life. If you want to go for it, bro, your dad a billionaire and a main character. He got it. So wait, Greg, I want to ask, man, is there any final thoughts? It's great to talk to you about basketball. We're gonna do this more often for you guys. Rich, if you want to talk hoops with us, man, we're gonna be here more often because hey, we can't neglect the NBA season. You know, the NFL season happening, but we can't just neglect the NBA season now. You know, especially the Rockets doing a little well. Okay, right?
Yeah, we can't neglect y'all. You know? Hey,
I can't do that. Do you have any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Netflix, get your ish together. I know how y'all messed up with the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. You have NFL games on Christmas ahead. and Beyonce is being in a halftime show.
True. That's true.
So whatever was going on back then, y'all, I don't know why y'all keep trying to do this lane, but if you're gonna do this lane, do it right. You have what, a little bit over a month to get it together. I need some significant improvements. I'm not trying to hear Beyonce all chopped and screwed. Get it together. That's all I have. That is all I have. True. I hope they see this.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Hey, if they do, that means we made it. My final thoughts, bro. The Houston Rockets, yeah, keep doing y'all thing. Hopefully, don't be a part of my jinx, please, because every time I talk good about someone, they fall off. So please don't be a part of my jinx. And I'll just be real with you, bro. Like, because I'm just like, bro, I'm knocking on wood, bro. Like, please, because it's too consistent. So Houston Rockets, keep doing your thing. Bronny, fly commercial. It's not bad. I fly commercial my whole life. I know you fly private and all that, but fly commercial, bro. Like, nothing wrong with fly commercial, bro. Like, you got some good peanuts.
He don't know what that feels like, man. He don't know how that feels.
He don't. I know, but like fly commercial with your teammates. Have conversations with them. You know what I'm saying? You got some, peanuts. You got some chips. I get it. People crazy in the world, but maybe travel with the security team. I think you'd be fine. And yeah, in 76ers, bro. Hey, them boys, they're gonna move to New Jersey. They're gonna move to New Jersey. The New Jersey 76ers. Does that sound good? I don't know.
New Jersey.
They gotta find a new name. You have to find a new name. Yeah, that look dumb. And NBA, fix your season rating. Your season ratings are capped. So find a main character. That's the most important. Find you a main character, bro. Because y'all might be cooked soon. LeBron got 2 years. Figure it out. Hey, and with that, if you're on here, make sure to like the stream. Check out my man, the Play for Keeps podcast. They're on the road to 1,000, putting on some really good content. So if you want to talk some basketball, more basketball, football, and just other stuff in general, they talk about other things as well. You want to have a good laugh? Go check out his channel. He's doing really big things. And hey, for me, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Road to 2,000. We're going to be consistent. The last week, we've been slacking a little bit. So we're going to be consistent for you guys, put out some good content, and hopefully y'all share, follow the journey as we grow. So we'll see what happens. And with that, we're going to catch you guys on the next stream. Thank you, Rich, for joining us. And we out of here.
See ya.